I want to talk a little bit more about the planet health, because Eat the Change that Eat the Change that's the parent business, or it's under that umbrella where Just Iced Tea resides. And Eat the Change is all about planet health. So let's talk about that. Let's talk also about your alignment with celebrity chef Spike Mendelsohn. Anyone who's a Top Chef fan, he's on their list of favorite chefs, undoubtedly. So how did you become so passionate? It kind of sounds almost like, your passion for fair trade led to this passion for climate justice.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been working in this field, and for me, once we had sold Honest Tea, and I had finished my time with Honest Tea, I was thinking, well, what's next? And I actually did at one point think about, should I go into politics? Is that the right way to address issues that are still unaddressed that I care about? And I thought, no, it's this field of activist entrepreneurship for me is where I feel like I can have the best impact. And so what are the issues I care about? Well, climate change is, I think, a defining issue of our time, as well as, other issues around economic opportunity. But climate change, I want to feel like, well, I want to do everything I can to help shift people towards planet-friendly diets. And so we've got to find ways to bring that to life. And of course, as I mentioned, I'm part of Beyond Meat, and happy to see that business continue to grow. But what's another way to address it? And so for me as well, what if I were to create a new brand and I were to look at what are the key drivers of our food system with respect to climate change? And then we reviewed them and said, well, could we create these guardrails? So the first thing, of course, everything's got to be plant-based, as opposed to animal-based. We think that that's dramatically different footprint, in terms of the resources, energy, and water required to grow things. And then I said, well, everything's got to be organic. Because we want to help avoid putting chemical pesticides and chemical fertilizers into the ecosystem. And then we looked at issues like water footprint. And it turns out that, whereas it takes 1,900 gallons of water to make a pound of almonds, it requires only 40 gallons of water to make a pound of mushrooms, and about 20 gallons of water to make a pound of carrots. I said, well, those are two great ingredients we can really lean into, because they're also nutrient dense and they can be delicious. And then when I got to that point, okay, so if that's what we're going to do, I've got to have a partner who can make things delicious. And so, as you mentioned, Spike
enter the chef,
creative chef. Yeah, insert the chef, cue the chef. And so, what I said to him was like, let's find a way to take these planet-friendly ingredients, but make them craveable, make them snackable, make them products everybody wants to eat. And so he set to work in the kitchen. And then we added an extra filter. So he came up with some amazing recipes. And I said, like a mushroom jerky that's chewy and smoky and delicious. I said, this tastes great. But one other commitment I want to make is that I want to support more biodiversity in the planet. And as a result, we're going to avoid, there are 6 crops that represent 57% of all agricultural production. And we're going to avoid soy, corn, wheat, potatoes, rice, and sugarcane. Because we want to be able to support a more resilient planet. And so Spike said, well, that's a bit like in Top Chef when they give you that, the chef's box and it has only certain ingredients. You just have to work his way around it. And he did. And it's been so much fun to build this brand and to see the response. And I'm especially excited about the Cosmic Carrot Chews. This is a kid's product. The ambition there is to take a place in the lunchbox and let kids enjoy that instead of what are called fruit chews that don't have any fruit in them. So this is a nutrient-dense snack for kids, and parents like it too.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's right in line with what we stand for at the Produce Moms, with a mission to get more fruits and vegetables on every table. My goodness,
That's right.
Snacking is at the top of that list when it comes to how are we going to get our children interested in trying new things, right? I mean, it's one thing to introduce a new dinner, but if you can try craveable, swap craveable foods for fruit or vegetable, dense choice, that's exactly, that is the secret sauce, so to say, that every mom is looking for.
I was shocked when I learned that only 6% of American children are eating as much vegetables as the CDC recommends. Right. And I thought we've got to find a way to get these products, and only 10% of adults eat enough vegetables. So we've got to find a way to make these products more accessible, easier, more convenient, and more craveable.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah. And there's, Seth, something that you might not realize. I do a lot of work in our industry to get more fruits and vegetables into school meals in particular,
Mhm.
because I feel like that can be such a powerful environment for getting children to try new things. And then also, of course, as our nation in mass battles food insecurities and, battles with the inflationary economy as it relates to food, it is, it's important that we do all we can to get more fruit and vegetable ingredients and volume and variety in our kids' school meals. So, could definitely see implementation of both the cosmic carrot chews and the mushroom jerky in some of the school meal programs we're part of as well.